What's up, YouTube? Capital G here. Got a very awesome duel for you guys to check out. That, full disclosure, started out pretty boring and kind of uninteresting. I watched this duel a couple of times, and my first time watching it, I was like, oh lord, this is boring. It's a Mystic Mind duel. Somebody just put me out my misery so I don't fall asleep. But it got progressively better pretty much as soon as Mystic Mind left the field, which I kind of feel like happens in all Yu-Gi-Oh! Duels. The second this card is off the field, everything actually gets, interesting and tolerable. So we got a duel that features Relinquished. It's going to be facing off against Kaiju, which is maybe ironic because I personally think Kaijus are great in Relinquish because you can Kaiju your opponent's monster, then suck up the Relinquish, and you don't really have to kill the Relinquish. The Kaiju actually gives you offense. Tour Guide's going to be the first play, but that's going to be answered by Impermanence, and I think the remainder of this duel, or the remainder of these first couple turns, are going to kind of just be mine. I'm not necessarily a fan of going for Relinquish turn 1 or turn 0 because there's nothing to suck up, so why even do it? But he's actually going to go for, the standard 2 monsters into Predaplant Verde Anaconda. He's not going to summon Red Eyes Dart Dragoon, which was also very refreshing. He's actually going to summon Millennium Eyes Restrict, and this is interesting because it doesn't just, like, this being in the graveyard, Relinquish Fusion is actually a good thing. Like, this is one of the only fusion cards that we see that wants to be in the graveyard because it has that very powerful graveyard effect. So I was like, actually, that's kind of cool. But unfortunately, we know, as I said before, Mystic Mind is pretty much going to bring this duel to a screeching halt, as it does every duel. It just basically says nothing interesting is going to happen. Now, he's going to draw some more cards with Spellbook of Knowledge, which that's not bad either. I'm not going to lie. That's actually some eye-opening tech there. And he's actually going to get so desperate to get mine off the field, he's going to use the copy of Galaxy Cyclone on his own card. I guess he just wants to get this in the graveyard so that he can get that banish effect and pop the Mystic Mind so that, actual Yu-Gi-Oh! Can be played, which is why if you think mine's not a problem, like, you need to get your head examined. They need to at least limit that card. Now, finally, I believe that he will get rid of mine and Yu-Gi-Oh! Can actually begin three turns into this. This was another smart play. Watch what he did, right? So he used his second copy of Spellbook of Knowledge on his Millennium Eyes Illusionist, which was his normal summon. The thing about this is that he can get this card back from the graveyard whenever he summons a Relinquish. I think Thousand Eyes Restrict counts as well, but he's going to summon Relinquish and just get it back to his hand. So he really didn't lose anything out in that instance. He's going to go for the Endymion Link monster, the Selene, and he actually will be using her effect to bring back Millennium Eyes Restrict, and now he gets to use Relinquish Fusion from the graveyard. We pointed out how powerful this card is in the grave, and he used it almost immediately. I was like, wow, this is actually not a bad play at all. How will the Kaiju deck respond? Well, he's playing some Malefics in here too, so he has to do something as his opponent gets Relinquished from the grave for free, so he's just stacking up those Relinquishes. He's going to drop that Kaiju. I think he's looking to add a bunch of counters. He's going to summon Gamma Seal, then Malefic Cyber in, and that copy of Gizmek. I think I would have liked to see a rank 8 play here, but he didn't go for that. He actually just went for a copy of Nightmare Cerberus, which I didn't love, but, I digress. Regeki is going to be used, but hey, we totally forgot. Apparently, Kaijus have monster effects, and this is a situation where monster effects actually, are coming into play here with the Gamma Seal, and Gamma Seal is ridiculously powerful. He does let the Tour Guide resolve. I might have negated this, because I think he still has, he has one more negate, because he has 3 counters on this, so I guess he just wants his opponent to load the graveyard back up, and that's why he's letting these cards resolve. But he is letting them go into these copies of Millennium Eyes Restrict, and this is difficult, or it's dangerous, because these can also negate and suck up the Gamma Seal. So we'll see how this is going to play out. It's going to activate Relinquish Fusion. That means Gamma Seal has to negate it, otherwise it'll just die for nothing. Okay, so he's going to try to negate the Millennium Eyes Restrict. Is going to try to negate his negates, and he says, I'm going to negate your negate, trying to negate my negate. Oh goodness, are you confused yet? But it doesn't matter because he's like, bro, I got that. I still had that Millenniumized Illusionist in hand, which will basically suck up the Gamma Cell. So after all the negations that tried to negate negates, he will ultimately get the Gamma Cell, and that means that he might actually be able to go for game since he's going to summon that copy of Relinquish for free, getting the Illusionist back to hand in the process. And yeah, we could possibly see after the Relinquish sucks up his monster, he's going to go for Boros War Dragon. And would you believe this? We're actually going to see an OTK by freaking Relinquish of all decks. I mean, Boros Sword with all things are possible. Oh, by the way, yeah, I forgot about Gizmek Orochi. He tries to use Gizmek from the graveyard, which would have actually stopped the OTK. That would have actually been 200 IQ. But he says, not today, chump. I'm going to activate Millenniumized Restrict because keep in mind, this card is not a hard once per turn. It's one per copy, basically. So you can suck up things from the field and from the graveyard. When it's in the graveyard, it's easier. So he's just going to suck up that Gizmek so it can't stop the attack. And then Boros Sword is free to attack directly. So that was actually a pretty wild duel that, again, started out so incredibly boring I didn't even want to watch it. But as you watch more and more, the duel actually got more interesting. Anyways, we'll pause for one quick second. We'll check out this Relinquished deck. Alright, so this is what the deck looks like on paper, and man, this is actually really impressive. I think this is like super solid deck building. I think I might have to download this and play this on my stream because I really like the way that this deck looks on paper. I don't know if I like Regeki because I just feel like Regeki can, it's not always like the best card. I think sometimes Kaijus are just fundamentally better at breaking boards, and you know, there's more synergy with Kaijus and Relinquish. Plus Kaijus and like Thousand Eyes Restrict and stuff like that. But I do like the rest of this pretty much on paper. I like the idea of the Spellbook engine. It actually gives this deck something to do turn one. Maybe you're not really defending yourself all that well, but Relinquish traditionally don't really have like strong turn zero plays. They don't really do anything, and this gives you at least the ability to normal summon, get some more draws, and you know, hopefully not get killed by your opponent. Jester Confit also being that level 1 monster that you can just freely summon onto the field at any given point, and that can help you go into you know, some of these Link 2s like this, or you know, even go into Selene. But at the same time, it's a level 1, so you can use it for the ritual summon of Relinquish Fusion, and it counts as a, you know, 1 card play for Link Karibo, or for, no, I don't think you can go for, I guess you can if you do normal summon Jester Confident. I don't know if I really see people normal summon it, but it can go for any of these Link 1 monsters. And Relinquish Anima obviously is very important in that situation because it can potentially be a +1 and suck up one of your opponent's monsters. Anyways, if you guys are interested in this deck list, it will be in the description because I'm probably going to end up playing this on my live stream at some point. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already and turn on that notification bell for daily videos.